Oh, the things you'll break. What is up, YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the mission, Oh, the things you'll break on PUBG. So if you guys aren't aware of this mission, this is one of the missions in the Survivor Pass Vikendi that you have to pay for to access. With these new Survivor rewards and challenges, there are some free ones available, but in the premium paid version of the pass, you get access to the complete weekly missions, the beginner missions, the premium missions, etc., etc., etc. And this particular mission falls under the beginner section, and it's kind of the hardest mission, I think, one of the harder missions. I'm not going to say the hardest missions, but it's definitely the hardest mission in the beginner tab and one of the harder missions in the game because you have to do all of these things in one match and it's hidden. They don't tell you what you need to do. All it says is, oh, the things you'll break. So what is this mission? What's kind of interesting here, you have to break a bunch of things in one game, and this is including basically destroying 2 cars completely. You need to pop all of the tires on 2 cars, and this is per person, so you need to individually pop 8 tires, blow up those 2 cars. Then you need to proceed to break 10 windows, 10 doors, and 10 fences in the match. So going around from buildings and doing this. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys a recommended way that I think you should do this and kind of just an explanation video on what's going on with this mission. So I thought this was really interesting. I was kind of surprised to see that this is all in one game, and this is not something that you would just do accidentally and just randomly get this achievement, which I thought that's what it would be because it didn't say in any kind of text what you need to do. So myself and Day figured yesterday morning we should take some time and get this mission out of the way. We are kind of mission hunting, I guess, if you want to call it that, to kind of level up faster. Currently, I'm around 11 or 12 in level in the Survivor Pass Vikendi on console. Again, for anybody on PC, they're already probably way ahead. They've had it for much longer. So my recommendation to complete this mission is to do this by yourself or either with a friend. If you do this, you can't really do this with a squad. You would need to find 2 vehicles per person. You would need to find so much ammo. It takes so much time that I really don't think you would be able to do it, especially because you need to stay away from other players on the map. So I highly recommend either doing this by yourself or with a friend, just one other person in duos. What we did is we really wanted to find Erangel. We got this as one of our first matches. You definitely want Erangel or Miramar, the bigger maps where you can kind of land in the middle of nowhere, find some cars, get looted, and stay away from enemy players. So that's my first tip, is go into Erangel if you can. Try to do that and try to land somewhere kind of remote. We went to Zarki. This is one of our favorite places to land in the game, but not many people land over here, and we know the area where the vehicles usually spawn, and that's immediately where we went, and worked out beautifully. We found a couple vehicles. We were each driving 2 vehicles, and really what I think is you want to start off with the get your loot, get a shotgun or some kind of whatever you can, really, but I think the shotgun is the best way to take these doors down. So while you're looting, make sure you keep punching all of the windows out, and while you're working on this mission, I would highly recommend going over the amount that you need, because PUBG always has issues while they're tracking these stats. So we've all had issues where we've gotten a kill, it doesn't track it, or we've done something and it's not tracking it correctly. So we basically went overboard on every single thing. We must have popped about 20 windows and broke about 20 doors. So my advice to you guys is to get into a remote area, start looting, and start breaking windows, at least 10 to 20 windows, to make sure that you've got the achievement correctly. And then while you're looting, if you have a weapon, again, I recommend getting a shotgun. Start shooting the doors in the building that you're looting. It usually takes 3 to 4 shots to take down a door with a shotgun. If you're using something like an Uzi, it might take around 15 to 20 shots. Start taking out all those doors, and again, make sure you go over 10. Then you're going to want to leave the area that you're in. Maybe the circle's coming. Stay away from any really popular areas and start driving around a few towns looking for vehicles and also looking for fences around the town location. So I'm going to show a couple different locations here where we found a bunch of fences where you can kind of just drive up and run them over. And again, if you see any cars, you're going to want to stop, have one person at a time get out of the car, shoot all of the tires of the vehicle that you found, and then blow it up. Make sure you guys have some grenades so that helps save some ammo. Shoot at the engine because that's the fastest way to take out the car, and then move on as fast as you guys can so you don't get caught from an enemy team. And you can see here at the end, Data and I did this. We found one last location with a bunch of fences that I remembered from just playing in this area a lot. It's one of my favorite locations to land in solos and Erangel. I remember there was a lot of fences there. We drove there. We ran over extra fences just to make sure we completed the challenge, and we eventually ran into a team here, and we really weren't prepared because we were just focused on this mission solely. And it took us about, I would say, probably 10 to 20 minutes to do this mission. Some people are going to complain about this and say it's ridiculous. I honestly thought this was really fun going into the game and doing this little like mini game with Day. I don't mind these things where you have to do them one time, but any of the missions where you have to do stuff 10 10 or 20 times something so tedious like this, it becomes very monotonous. And that's what Day said. I completely agree with that term. Totally monotonous and just tedious to do it over and over again. Like one of the Vikendi missions is to dive into the water 10 meters deep on Vikendi. And that one is really annoying. You need to do it 10 times and you don't really know when you're exactly 10 meters deep in the water. So I've had a couple not count so far. So this is how you do this mission. Oh, the things you'll break. Again, no need to do this if you do not own the Vikendi Survivor Pass, because it will not count. You won't get any credit for it. Or I guess you will, and then if you buy it later, you can do it. So let me take that back. I think it tracks your stats, and then you could always buy the Survivor Pass Vikendi after the fact. So if you want to just do this for fun, go for it. And if you ever buy the pass later, you'll get it. If you own the pass, you'll unlock the achievement. So here you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please give a thumbs up. And as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.